Welcome again to another interesting, beautiful first week of the month of March 2026. Welcome to the new month. All right, this is still the newspaper review segment. I am Gabriel Matthew Seriki, and today we'll be thrilling you with what is going on in the world of news, in the world of politics, entertainment, sport, and not forgetting health. We have the Punch newspaper to look into today, the New Telegraph, the Daily Trust, the Blueprint, and the Daily Sun. And lastly, we'll be taking a look at the Guardian. All right, a quick dive in to see what the Punch has for us this beautiful morning. Today being the 2nd of March 2026. All right, on the front page of the Punch, looking at the first page, where we have Army Major, 10 terrorists killed in foiled military base attack. Army Major, 10 terrorists killed in foiled military base attack. Then we also have on page 24, still on the Punch, where we have Tinubu convinces Police Council today to confirm diesel. Tinubu convinces Police Council today to confirm diesel. All right, that is talking about the new IGP that was appointed. All right, then on page 8, still on the front page of the Punch, Iran-US conflict may rise Nigerians' fuel prices. Iran-US conflict may rise Nigerian fuel prices. All right, that is coming in on the front page, still on page 8, talking about the Iran and the conflict that is going on there. It may affect the economic fuel prices and also have to do with some changes in the fuel processes. All right, then we also have on page 35, still on the Punch, where we have crude backed loan GOPS, 8.36 trillion of 2025 revenue. Crude-backed loan GOP, 8.36 trillion of 2025 revenue. That is coming in on the front page, still on page 25 of the Punch this morning. Then looking at still on the down page of on page 43 of the Punch, where we have FAN, which is fans, cashless policy, roll out a Spark Airport gridlock, which is fans, FANS, cashless policy, rule out Sparks Airport gridlock. All right, then on page 8, still on the front page of the Punch, school owners fear 700,000 gone students may miss WAEC, which is WASSCE. They are saying school owners fear 700,000 Ogun students may miss WASSCE, that is the WAEC. Then still coming in to on page 43 of still on the Punch, where we have federal government, which is the FG, AFC Inc. $1.3 billion mining investment deal. FG, AFC Inc. $1.3 billion mining dollar investment deal. That is still coming in on page 43 of the Punch this morning. Then looking at the front page, where we also have some headlines there, some captions under the 2027 poll. Won't be 100% perfect. INEC chairman's wants. All right, looking at the other contents, where we have INEC reviews party rules as new electoral act. Spark regulatory overhaul. INEC reviews party rules as new electoral act. Spark regulatory overhaul. Then we also have another caption. Amopitan says network glitch, order hampered real-time e-transmission of FCT poll. Coming in from Amopitan, that says network glitch, orders hampered real-time e-transmission of FCT poll. Then we also have another caption still on the front page. PDP, ADC, kick off e-registration, APC moves deadline extension. That is other caption that we have there. We also have National Assembly backed manual voting to prevent disenfranchisement coming in from the speaker there. Then we also have INEC plans to hold mock election ahead of 2027 polls by Amopitan. All right, a quick look looking at the 2027 poll. That won't be easy. That won't be perfect by the INEC chairman. All right, the chairman of the Independent National Commission, which is the INEC, Professor Josh Amopitan, says the commission has the capacity to electronically transmit 2027 election results. However, he warns that Nigerians should not expect a 100% perfect election. The commission will strive for the best possible outcome, but acknowledge inherent challenges, especially with the real-time result transmission across the country. I mean, he is coming in to say, which is the new INEC chairman, which is Professor Josh Amopitan, has come out to say that the Nigeria should not expect 100% perfect election, because definitely there will be glitches and there will be some things that will cause a delay probably in the results. So we shouldn't in the transmission of the polls. So we shouldn't expect 100% accuracy on this aspect. All right. The context and the preparation. I mean, Amopitan made this comment at a citizen town hall discussion on the Electoral Act of 2026 and its implication for the 2027 election. I mean, that is when he made this statement that citizens should not expect 100% perfect INEC polls in 2027. All right. Then we also have INEC also plans a nationwide mock election to stress test its systems ahead of the poll. So INEC is coming out to stress test. I mean, the first system of the electronic e-machine to do the first test results to see the outcome. That is what this particular expert is saying. Then separately, he also goes on to say the National Assembly has endorsed a hybrid system of electronic and manual result transmission due to concern over technology gaps in parts of the country. I mean, looking at other parts of the country like Canada, like France, and like I think Hong Kong that practice e-transmission of election. I mean, looking at the system that is changing. So definitely he is coming in to say that due to the hybrid system, because we have to meet up also, because the world is gradually moving to the world of high-tech and hybrid system operations. All right, that is coming in on that aspect. The way we also have a broader context on 2027 poll. A look at the broader context on the 2027 poll incoming election. Election date and schedules change. INEC reviewed the 2027 election calendar, moving the presidential main legislature polls to January 16, 2027. I mean, it has been moved, which is the presidential and the main legislature polls to January, 16, 2027, and governorship state legislature election to February 6. The governorship and the state legislature election is moved to February 6th of 2027, while the presidential and the legislature polls to January 16, 2027. All right. So that is it on the front page, still on the Punch this morning, where we have 10 terrorists killed in Floyd military base attack. That is coming on page 46 of the Punch. We will still have on 10 army major, 10 terrorists killed in Floyd military base attack. I mean, looking at this story here, where we have suspected ISWAP fighters, Islamic State West African Province, launched a coordinated assault on multiple military forward operation based in Borno State between February 28 and March 1st, 2026. The base attack included position in Mayeti, Jigana, and Jigaram, all the volatile northeast treaties of Nigeria insurgency. All right, this is talking about the Mayanti and the Jigana and Jiram of the province of this particular base, where they carried an assault, where they carried a mayhem, where Army General lost and the 10 terrorists killed in Floyd military base attack. I mean, casualties in the course. For this attack, in the course of this Floyd attack, troops of the Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hardin Kai repelled the assailants and killed 10 terrorists. They have to retaliate to kill 10 terrorists. Unfortunately, during the fighting, an army major was killed, likely the result of an intense gun battle during the early hours of the attack on one of the bases. We had to lose an army general there due to the intense fire outbreak that happened while the ISWAP came in unexpectedly and opened fire on the military base, and we lost an army general, army major there. All right. So still moving on further, where we still have reports indicate Nigerian troops maintained control of their position and successfully defended the base despite heavy enemy fire. These guys, they come in much larger quantity, much larger number, and they come sporadically. And our military is really trying on this aspect. It's just a sad one that we had to lost an army major. They have laid out their life for us in this country, and they keep doing more to make sure that lives and property is being protected and saved in this part of the country. Due to the insurgency and insecurity in the state, in every state, the military, they are really trying their effort, and it really pains our heart that we lost an army major in the attack that was heavy due to the gun battle. All right, a quick look at what the military response on this army major that's lost his life. All right, the military said the attack we are met with decisive resistance, with troops managing to regain full control of their outpost after the insurgent assault. In some bases location, bodies of attackers and weapons were recovered after the clash. All right, that is what we are getting here right now. That some basis location, bodies of the attackers and weapons were recovered after the clash. The battle against insurgency, insecurity is a battle for all, and it's not just a battle for the military. So if the military are doing their own part, we in our various community, we should contribute to make sure that these criminalities and these bunch of insurgency and killers and insecurity, criminal-minded people will be flushed out of the system. All right, still looking at the page 43, still on the Punch, where we have FC Inc. 1 billion mining investment. That is coming on page 43, the down page of the Punch, where we have federal government, AFC Inc. 1.3 billion mining investment deal. That is coming on the front page of the down page there, where we have the agreement was signed to boost and transform Nigerian solid minerals. A quick look at the context to see the 1.3 billion mining investment deal. All right, purpose of this deal. All right, the agreement was signed to boost and transform Nigerian solid minerals sector, which has historically been underdeveloped despite the country's vast mineral resources. The key goal include unlocking Nigeria mineral wealth, building major mining infrastructure, economic dissatisfaction, diversification. Then we also have attracting private and foreign investment. Job creation and growth. This is talking about the purpose of this deal. Why the purpose of this deal? Then why this matters? Looking at the context of the federal government AFC Inc. of the 1.3 billion mining investment. Looking at why does this matter? Nigerian solid mineral sector contributed only a small share of GDP relatively to its potential. Unlocking it could dramatically increase export earnings and industrial output. The involvement of AFC brings technical expertise, a broader strategy to catalyze growth, diversify the economic and harness Nigerian natural resources. This is talking about why this matters in the context of the federal AFC Inc. 1.3 billion mining investment deal. A quick look at the unlocking Nigerian mineral wealth, talking about the purpose of this deal. Unlocking Nigerian mineral wealth. All right, the investment is aimed at tapping into vast reserves such as bauxite, lithium, and other critical minerals that have not been sufficiently exploited commercially. He's talking about the investment. Tapping into the vast research such as bauxite and lithium and other critical minerals that have not been tapped in the country. All right, it unlocked the Nigerian mineral wealth. Then we also have building major mining infrastructure. It also helped in building major mining infrastructure. Looking at the deal, still looking at the purpose of the deal, building major mining infrastructure. A core part of the pack of financing large-scale projects, including processing and refining facilities. Processing and refining both the facilities together. For example, an alumina refinery are seen as critical to develop the upstream and downstream value chain. Looking at the upstream and downstream value chain of the broader context here of how to develop the upstream and the downstream. The facilities that, like the alumina refinery, seen as a critical to develop the upstream and the downstream value chain. So these are both interconnected. Looking at the AFC Inc. 1.3 billion mining investment deal. All right, still looking at the deal, where we also have, they also said it attract private and foreign investment. attracting private and foreign investment. It goes on further to say, by partnering with AFC, which has a strong track record in infrastructure financing across Africa. I mean, the government is signaling that Nigerian mining sector is open for serious long-term investment. I mean, looking at the foreign investment change here, I mean, it attracts both the foreign investors by partnering with the AFC. I mean, which has a strong track record. I mean, infrastructure and finances, and you can name it. All right, so I think this is a broader deal. This is a nice one coming in from the AFC and the federal government. Inc. 1.3 billion mining investment deal going into the deal with AFC. All right, a quick look at I think the next paper, so that we see what we have on the front page of the next paper. We won't do much more on this. We might still come back to the Punch to see what the Punch is having for us. All right, on the New Telegraph, let's see what the New Telegraph is saying. On the front page of the New Telegraph, Iran, we have Iran war. I mean, IGP orders heightened security surveillances nationwide. Iran war, IGP orders heightened security surveillances nationwide. That is coming on the front page of the Telegraph this morning, where we also have, still on the front page, on page 20, on page 2 and page 6, coming from the up page, where we have ADC begins free online membership registration. ADC begin free online membership registration. That is still coming in on the front page of the New Telegraph. Then on page 4 of the Studio New Telegraph, we have economic downtown. Nigerians rise again, says Adeboye at 84. Economic downtown. Nigerians will rise again, says Adeboye at 84. And that is coming from Pastor Adeboye, Bishop Adeboye. All right. Quick looking at the page 10 and page 11, still on the New Telegraph, where we have Nigerian must have competitive politics in 2027 to get things right, coming in from Agba Koba. All right. Nigerian must have competitive politics in 2027 to get things right, coming in from Agba Koba. All right, that is still on the front page of page 10 and 11 of the New Telegraph. Then on page 6, where we have Nigerian excluded as OPEC plus increased production by 260,000 PD. That is coming on the front page by Al Gais, coming on the front page of the New Telegraph. Then going down on the down page, no, still on the front page, where we have on page 4, nations. All right, nation not sustained by power alone, but by providence of God, by Akpabio, coming from Akpabio there. It says nations are not sustained by power alone, but by providence of God. That's coming in from Akpabio. Then on page 6, still on the front page, where we have SERAP, which is SERAP, demands probe of Google, Meta, order over harmful practices. SERAP demand probe of Google, Meta, orders over harmful practices, coming in on page 6 of the New Telegraph this morning. Then on page 2, still on the New Telegraph, where we have Tinubu decision saved many states from bankruptcy by Sule. Tinubu's decision saved many states from bankruptcy by Sule. All right, that is still coming on the down page of the New Telegraph this morning. Then still on the front page, where we have why NAS include both electronic manual transmission in Electoral Act by Abbas. Why NAS include both electronic and manual transmission in Electoral Act by Abbas. And we can see Her Excellency Oluremi Tinubu's wife, the opening and dedicating a place there. All right. Then on page 28, the down page, where we have nighttime traffic noise raises cholesterol, says by study. Nighttime traffic noise raises cholesterol, says by study. That is coming on health issue. Nighttime traffic raises cholesterol, says by study. All right, a quick look at the front page, where we have on the front page, Iran war, IGP orders heightened security surveillances nationwide. I mean, looking at the war that's the strike by the U.S. strike and the Israeli strike that had struck Iran recently in Iran that has led to the life of their leader, the supreme leader, Khamenei, that was killed in the attack. All right, then we have the Iran war. IGP orders heightened security surveillances nationwide. I mean, the IGP is coming in to say this broadly, that the security nationwide should be heightened, should be tightened this time around. All right, a quick look at what the New Telegraph has to say on this aspect. I mean, the escalation of military conflict involving Iran and other global power, notably reported U.S.-Israeli operation against Iranian targets, has raised geopolitical tension across the world, including concern about potential fallout far beyond the Middle East. In response to this development, the Nigerian police force says it wants to prevent any spillover or exploitation of the situation to incite unrest and saccharine tension or violence within the Nigerian. All right, I mean that the new IGP is coming in to say this right now, that due to the tension going presently now with Iran, Israeli, and the US, the security should be tightened seriously in the state, in the nationwide, so that it will not escalate to our nation. I mean, we shouldn't be part of what is going on right now. I mean, every country have their own conflict, have their own problems. All right, so if they're dealing with their own, so we need to be careful so that we can tighten in the issue of security. Our borders need to be checked. Most of these places needs to be checked to make sure that they will not allow most of these criminals and most of this economic destabilization set of people to come and destabilize and to constitute more harm in Nigeria. I mean, that is what the IGP is coming out to say, that security should be tightened squarely. Then what the IGP ordered, I mean, looking at the order of the IGP, acting IGP Olutunju Diso has directed security chiefs and police commander in all 36 states and federal capital territory to, I mean, heighten surveillances and intelligence gathering across the country. I mean, he has come out to say that the surveillances and the intel gathering should be more this time around, as in most of these things should be heightened and to be tightened to make sure that there will not be loopholes in terms of insecurity in the country. I mean, increased visibility policing around public space, worship centers, and other sensitive locations. I mean, he says increased visibility policing around public space, worship centers, and other sensitive locations. Yes, I mean, most of these places should be checked. There should be a police checkpoint in all of these places, both the church, both some location, the worship center, the viewing center, the mosques. I think there should be police checkpoint in all of these places to make sure that they can counter most of this insurgency and tighten security in the land. I mean, he also goes on further to say strengthening collaboration with traditional communities and religious leaders. We have to strengthen in collaboration, because you have to collaborate with most of these people. Then he goes on further to say to promote peace and help detect and report suspicious activities early. All right, so he's going also further to say if there's any report, any info about any misbehavior, maybe in the land or in the community, anywhere you are in your province, you should make the proper report immediately for the policing to take effect. They also say all right. He also goes on to say here, on the context here, where we also have why this matters to Nigeria. A quick look at why this matters to Nigeria. I mean, the directive is framed as a precaution measure, all right? Not because there's a confirmed risk of a foreign conflict spilling over directly to Nigeria, but to fast-track any indirect effect. Example, attempt by groups, individual, to turn global tension into domestic unrest. I mean, we all know that in Nigeria here, it has happened, even in my eyes, in Abuja here, where there was a fight, a chaos in Palestinian, and some Muslim group came out with band and with some other things and tried to do some protests in Abuja here, and it led to somebody has lost his or her life, but up to 5 people lost their life. I still remember. So this kind of a thing, there should be security check and security tightening to make sure that things like this will not resurface. I mean, if it is checked and if it is tightened, it will not take place in our land, and Abuja will be safe, free, and nationwide also. I mean, looking at the broader context of the IGP ordering heightened security surveillances nationwide. Looking at the main front page of the New Telegraph this morning. All right, we'll not do much more on that aspect, so you can still get the paper to know more and to get more info on that aspect. All right, looking at the next paper we have for you today. I mean, looking at the next paper we have, which is talking about All right, just give me some more time. The next paper, we have the Daily Trust this morning. Looking at the Daily Trust this morning, what the Daily Trust is coming out to say. On the front page of the Daily Trust this morning, where we have, all right, Iran strike fallout, Shiite protest erupt in North. Iran fallout, Shiite protests erupt in the North. I mean, that's just what I was just talking about just now in our other paper where there is unrest in some places relating to some parts of the northern states in Nigeria. All right, looking at the main front page there, where we have Iran strike fallout, Shiite protests erupt in North. All right, still moving on to the next story there, where we have on page 13, still on the Daily Trust, where we have we may not be able to achieve 100% perfect election by Amopitan. Still coming in to say that we may not be able to achieve 100% perfect election coming in from Amopitan. Then we will also have on the next page, where we have 4 die in Katsina Ramadan arms stampede. 4 die in Katsina Ramadan arms stampede. I mean, that is a sad one coming in for in terms of stampede, where people were stampeded. 4 people died in Katsina. That's relating to Ramadan. All right, then still going to the next paper, next page, still on the Daily Trust, where we have chaos at Lagos Abuja Airport as FAAN begin cashless policy. Chaos at Lagos Abuja Airport as FAAN begin cashless policy. That is coming in on the front page of on the Daily Trust this morning. That is coming on page 37 on the Daily Trust. Then looking at the down page, where we have banditry, over 300,000 displaced in Niger by Bago. Terrorists kill 15 in fresh attack. Banditry, as a caption, over 300,000 displaced in Niger by Bago. Terrorists killed 15 in fresh attack. All right, looking at the broader context here, where we have Iran strike fallout out as Shiite protests erupt in the north. All right, looking at the broader context here, where we have members of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, which is the IMM, a Shiite Muslim group, took to the street in part of northern Nigeria to protest against the fallout of the recent military strike on Iran. I mean, there's an unrest here that some Islamic movement in Nigeria, which is the IMM, the Shiite Muslim group, has come out to protest in their large number against the fallout of the recent military strike in Iran. I mean, looking on that aspect. All right, they still go on to further to say what triggered this. This wave of protest was linked to anger and concern over the reported attack on Iran leadership, particularly the death of Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in the joint U.S.-Israeli airstrike, which sparked widespread demonstration by Shiite alleged group around the world. I mean, the date of the Supreme Leader, which is talking about Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, by the U.S. joint Israeli joint strike to the Iranian country, has sparked serious outbreak of protests in the land, not only in Nigeria, but talking about the world globally. It has sparked serious unrest and causing protests all over parts of the world. I mean, why Shiite groups in Nigeria reacted? Looking at why they reacted to this particular Iranian strike by the U.S. Through Israeli. I mean, the IMN, which has ideologically and religion solidarity with Iranian Shiite leadership, and has historically voiced support for Iranian cause, including condemning foreign military action against Iran. Also goes on further to say, I mean, why this Shiite group in Nigeria reacted. I mean, according to a report reporting, protesters viewed the strike on Iran leadership as the attack on the Shiite community globally, and marched to express grief, solidarity, and opposition to perceived aggression by the United States and Israel. I mean, looking at this broader context, this is what really sparked the whole unrest reaction by the Muslim community that has to do with the Shiite, which is the IMN. They have to come out to protest in their quantity, saying that according to the report, protests view the strike on Iran leadership as an attack on the Shiite community. They are saying that it's not only an attack on Iran, it's also an attack on the Shiite community. All right, and we also have why protests took place. I mean, demonstrations were reported in north states such as Niger State and other areas where IMN and similar group have some following. I mean, context behind the reaction. The protests are an extension of religion and global reaction to the Iran-related conflict. I mean, talking about the conflict and the religion aspect that has to do with the religion, because these guys, they are Muslims, so they feel that they are attacking Muslims, so they need to protest for this closure. All right. Then moving on to the next paper. All right, still on the Daily Trust, where we have on the down page, banditry, over 300,000 displaced in Niger by Bago. I think we've taken that already. All right, quickly moving on to the next paper to see what the next paper is saying. Then on looking at the next paper this morning, where we have the blueprint this morning. Let's see what the blueprint is leading with. On the front page of the blueprint, protest, talking about the protest. All right, protest in Kano, Niger IGP orders red alert. Protest in Kano, Niger IGP. Niger IGP orders red alert. AU ECOWAS caution. All right, talking about the protest in Kano, Niger IGP orders red alerts. AU ECOWAS caution. All right, that is talking about still on the protest in Kano. Niger IGP orders red alert on the AU ECOWAS caution. Then it's talking about the front page of the blueprint, where we have on page 3, on page 15, on the up page of the blueprint. Then 2026 UTME JAMB uncovers exam fraud, syndicates to sack 3 staffs. Then on page 21, where we have business, Nigerian debt will reduce to 35% GDP in 2026. And business, that is talking about in business, and Nigerian debt will reduce to 35% GDP in 2026, coming in from Moody. Then in sport, we have South African Eagle friendlies against Jordan, Iran in jeopardy. Eagle friendlies against Jordan, Iran in jeopardy. That's talking about the Super Eagle friendlies against Jordan, Iran in jeopardy. Talking about the friendly match they need to play, but due to what is going on now, it's already in jeopardy. All right, he's talking about the front page. We will have Ramadan, 4 killed in Katsina, food distribution stampede. That is coming up on the front page, where we have Ramadan, 4 killed in Katsina, food distribution stampede. Still talking about on blueprint of the front page this morning, where we have all right, they're still talking about on the front page 2027, still on the blueprint. 2027 will be the best election Nigerian will experience. Coming in from Amopitan, talking about the new chief judge of the INEC, the new INEC chairman, Amopitan, talking about, he says 2027 will be the best election Nigerian will experience. All right, let's hope for that this time around there will not be more of things that Nigerians will not be happy with due to the transmission and the way it goes. All right, looking at page 6, still on the blueprint, where we have gunmen attack Bago, kill 15, strike in Woro again. Gunmen attack Bogu, kill 15, strike in Woro again. Coming on page 6 of the blueprint this morning. Then on page 15, still on the blueprint, where we have Governor Idris rescue 140 pupils from KB school in Fano. Governor Idris rescue 140 pupils from KB school in Fano. Then on page 7, still on the front page of the blueprint, where we have victims of Kano Singer market fire lost over 20 billion. Wow, that's such a sad one. By committee. It says victim of Kano Singer market fire lost over 20 billion naira. Coming in from the committee. All right, quick looking at why the protest in Kano. IGP orders red alerts. AU caution. I mean, here is what the clear explanation of why there has been protest in Kano, and response from the Inspector General of Police, which is the IGP, the African Union, AU, and the ECOWAS, based on recent blueprints and related news coverage. I mean, the protest reported in Kano are linked to display a public anger over international development, particularly the reported killing of Iran Iranian supreme leader in Middle East strike linked to global conflict, which has sparkled a solidarity demonstration by members of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, which is the IMN, and others Shiite aligned group protest march holding Iranian flag and a picture of the leaders as a show to support the outrage, saying they oppose foreign military action, especially those involving in West forces against Iran. I mean, this is what is still going on, trending seriously on our news this morning. The report reaching us that there have been serious protests by members of the Shiite group, which is the IMN, due to the strike by the USA through the Israeli on Iran, and it's seriously causing chaos in the land. All right. While the IGP orders heightened security and red alert, I mean, the IGP, because of this protest, whether based or international events or domestic grievances, I mean, can escalate. The Inspector General of Police has ordered heightened security, surveillances, and red alerts posture across Kano. Other states. This precaution is aimed at, I mean, preventing violence or hijacking of peaceful protest by criminal elements. I mean, security, public infrastructure, institution, and daily life activities. And then we also have ensuring the protests remain orderly and do not lead to breakdown of the law and order. I mean, if they are coming out to protest this time around because of what is going on due to the peace, they want peace, and it's in support for what with Iran. I mean, there should be a way that it can be guided peacefully without consulting, probably disturbing the peace and of the community and the peace of the transmission of things in the public. I mean, if it is orderly and there is no problem, I mean, there are peaceful protests that that the government listens to. It mustn't all the time be violent, because if it is violent, it disrupts the things in the public and you cause unrest for the people. All right. I mean, they are coming to say, the IGP is coming to say here that it can be coordinated and it can be well ordered. I mean, the AU and the ECOWAS caution regional and continental bodies like the African Union, which is the AU, and the Economic Community of West African States, which is the ECOWAS, have cautioned all parties, governments, and protesters to remain peaceful and respect democratic processes and stability. All right, she's talking about that. Then, while the specific blueprint articles may not explicit sites of AU and ECOWAS. All right, so these are the major reasons why this protest is going on presently now, because of the recent strike in Iran that has led so many states to be unrest, and they are coming out to protest in aspect and in regard of this development. All right, we won't do much more on that. Let's quickly move to the Guardian and see what the Guardian has for us this morning. On the front page of the Guardian this morning, which is, I think, our fifth paper we are taking a look at, we have market jittery as Iran conflict fuels supply chain crisis, $100 barrel oil. I'll take it again, where we have on the front page, still on the Guardian, where we have market jittery as Iran conflict fuel supply chain crisis, $100 barrel oil rally. All right, talking about the market jittery as Iran conflict fuel supply chain crisis, $100 and barrel on oil rally. Then moving on to on the up page of the Guardian this morning, where we have Obasanjo Edun hails Tinubu over Naira stability for 4.7% GDP growth, coming on the front page of the Guardian. Then on page 7, court grounds MG Eagles jet freezes sale in $5.3 million aircraft dispute. Court grounds MG Eagles jets freezes sale in $5.3 million aircraft dispute. Then, all right, see, going to page 4, still on the Guardian, where we have US-Iran war, IGP order security beef up as Shiite protests in Niger. US-Iran war, IGP orders security beef up as Shiites protests in Niger. This is coming as on the front page of the Guardian, talking about the protests that has erupted in Nigeria, in part of the Nigeria, due to the strike in Iran that had led to the supreme leader death, which is Ali Khamenei. All right, and the Iranian, the IGP has come out to say there should be security tighten up in most of these states. Then still moving on further on page 7, still on the Guardian, where we have kiosks at Lagos Airport, toll gates as FAN begin cashless policy. That still brings us to the issue of cashless policy in Nigeria. I mean, kiosks as Lagos Airport, toll gates as FAN begins cashless policy. All right, a quick look at that to see what transpired to the kiosks in Lagos Airport toll gates that led to the FAN begin cashless policy. I mean, all right, we all know how the cashless policy went the other time. I just hope it's not that same dimension it's going to go this time around. Then on page 29, still on the Guardian, where we have PIA, that is the caption, host communities demand 13% derivation share. PIA, that is the caption, where we have host community demand 13% derivation share. Then looking at still on the down page of the Guardian this morning, where we have death toll in attack on Niger community rises to 15. Death toll in attack on Niger community rises to 15. That is still talking about the Niger attack that led to 15. That has now increased to 15. Before it was 10, now it has increased to 15. Then on this particular reporting on the Guardian. Then on the page 7, still on the Guardian, where we have Nigerians spend 3,607 naira monthly on telephone as Telcom ARPUs peak. Nigerians spend 3,607 naira monthly on telephone as Telcom ARPU peak. I mean, this is a serious issue because looking at the way that Nigerians spend money on telephone, I'm a testimony to that. I mean, it's such on a high side, as in if there can be a policy and a regulation to guide this, I think it will favor everybody and people will like it. Looking at it, it's Nigeria spend 3,607 just on monthly on telephone, of which that is even the least for some phone users and people that use data on different bases on different occasion. I mean, this is coming on the front page of the Guardian. Then on the down page we have INEC plan mock presidential poll as Abbas defend hybrid result transmission. INEC plans mock presidential polls as Abbas defend hybrid result transmission. That is still coming on the front page of the Guardian this morning. Then on the down page, presidency dismisses Tinubu's poisoning allegation footage. Presidency dismisses Tinubu's poisoning allegation footage. Right, that is coming on page 30 of the Guardian this morning. Then a quick look at why the market jittery as Iran conflict fueled supply chain. I'm talking about the supply chain crisis, $100 per dollar barrel and oil rally. I mean, looking at this, the recent U.S. and Israeli military strike on Iran, including reported attack on leadership and military sites, have significantly raised fear of a broader Middle East conflict. I mean, this has triggered risk of aversion among investors worldwide, meaning many traders and are moving money out of risky stock and emerging market assets and into safe positions such as gold, governmental bonds. I mean, this is what is triggering this right now. We are getting the news that oil price rally toward $1 and barrel, $100 per barrel. I mean, the Middle East is critically hub for global oil supply. Nearly 20% of the world's crude passes through the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow shipping checkpoint near Iran. Of which we know Iran is a rich oil country, of which China is also to benefit from this particular country. Not only China, different neighboring countries are benefiting from Iran because of their rich oil. And we also get into a fear that conflict could disrupt shipping through the strait have caused oil future prices to jump sharply because now this the disruption. The oil flow is no more moving the way it's supposed to move, so it causes disruption, with Brent crude rising around 10%, and analysis saying prices could approach up exceeding $1 per barrel if supply disruption worsen. All right. Then it also goes on to say, even if shipping isn't fully blocked yet, insurers and tankers operators are suspending voyage through the area due to safety risk, reducing effective supply flow and lifting prices. This is what is coming in now on the oil or the market jittery that Iran conflict fueled supply chain crisis that has led to the increase of $100 per barrel rally. All right, that is coming on the front page of the Guardian this morning. All right, so still moving on the next paper we have for you this morning, still on the front page of the newspaper we brought across your way this morning. All right, look at the Punch. Let's look at what the Punch is saying. A quick recap on the Punch, what we brought across your way this morning. 2027 polls will be 100% perfect. INEC cheers once. That is coming on the front page of the Punch. Then on the New Telegraph we brought to you, on New Telegraph, all right, on the New Telegraph, a quick recap on the internet. Iranian war, IGP orders heightened security surveillances nationwide. That is talking about the front page of the New Telegraph we brought across your way. Then the Daily Trust, on the Daily Trust we brought across your way. Iran strike fallout, Shiite protests erupt in North. Iran strike fallout, Shiite protests erupt in the north. Then moving to the next paper, the Blueprint we brought across your way. On the Blueprint, protests in Kano, Niger, IGP orders red alerts, AU ECOWAS caution. Protests in Kano, Niger, IGP orders red alerts, AU ECOWAS caution. Quick look at the Daily Sun, what we brought across your way on the Daily Sun. Primaries, ADC, PDP orders await impulsion in APC. Primaries, ADC, PDP, orders await impulsion in ADC. Then lastly, the Guardian we brought across your way this beautiful morning. On the Guardian, market jittery as Iran conflict fuel, supply chain crisis, $100 per barrel oil rally. All right, this much more we brought across your way this beautiful morning. You can be a part of this by sending your email to ideatv.gmail.com. You can be part of our conversation, or you can be live with us here. You can send in your thoughts and your comments to ideatv@gmail.com. All right, I'm still Gabriel Matthew Seriki. Thank you for your time.